Have you ever noticed how some homes always seem tidy and welcoming, while others live in constant chaos? The difference isn't the size of the house or the money invested, but the decisions we make daily. If you apply these same decisions, I guarantee your home will be transformed in a matter of weeks. But be careful. If you keep making the same old choices, you'll continue to get the same results. So stick with me until the end, because the last decision is the one that has had the greatest impact on my life, and I'm sure you'll be surprised by it. Tip 1. Decide to have a specific place for each object. The first decision that changed everything was creating a specific place for every object in my home. Before, I'd put things anywhere and then waste time searching for them. Keys were sometimes on the table, sometimes on the sofa, sometimes in the pocket of my dirty clothes. Important documents were mixed in with already paid bills. It was total chaos that drained my energy and time every day. When I decided to give each object a fixed place, my life changed completely. I started with the things that bothered me the most. Keys got a specific hook in the entryway. Each object had its fixed address, and everyone in the family knew where to find it and where to put it. The secret is choosing logical, easily accessible locations. Keys are near the door. Medications are in a safe but accessible place. Documents are in a specific drawer. This simple decision eliminated the daily stress of searching for lost things. Plus, when each object has its place, tidying up becomes automatic. You use it. It was the first time I felt like I had real control over my home, not the other way around. Cleaning as you go. Decide to clean as you go. The second revolutionary decision was to clean as I go instead of letting everything pile up for later. I used to cook and leave all the dirty dishes in the sink, all the dirty pots on the stove, and then face a mountain of work. It was demotivating and exhausting. When I changed this mindset, everything became easier. Now, while the food is cooking, I wash the pots I'm no longer using. While I brush my teeth, I wipe the sink. While I shower, I scrub the tiles with a loofah. This decision transformed cleaning from a heavy task into small automatic action. The secret is to take advantage of downtime. While you're waiting for the coffee to brew, you can wipe the countertop. While you're waiting for the elevator, you can organize the hallway. While you're watching TV, you can fold the clothes. These small simultaneous actions prevent tasks from piling up and becoming a burden. My house started to stay clean all the time, without dedicating specific hours to deep cleaning. The difference is that now I do several small cleaning tasks throughout the day, instead of one big one that used to exhaust me. This mindset shift has been crucial in keeping my home looking presentable without much effort. Tip 3. Decide less is more, that less is more. The third decision was to embrace the concept that less is more. I had closets overflowing with things I never used, drawers full of forgotten objects and surfaces covered in unnecessary decorations. When I decided to keep only what I actually use and like, my home breathed the sigh of relief. I started by taking an honest look at each room. How many pots and pans do I actually use? How many towels do I need? How many different cleaning products do I need? The answer was always much less than I thought. I separated them into 3 categories: use, donate, and throw away. Everything I hadn't used in the last year went to be donated. Everything that was broken or damaged was discarded. Everything I actually used was organized and visible. The result was surprising. With fewer things, it became easier to clean, easier to organize, and easier to find what I need. Plus, my home became more airy and peaceful. I discovered that having fewer things doesn't mean less comfort. It means having more clarity about what really matters. Now, before buying anything new, I ask myself, do I really need this? Where will I keep it? Will I use it often? This decision not only brought me a more organized home, but also saved money and less mental stress. Fewer objects mean fewer responsibilities and more freedom. Before continuing, if you're enjoying these tips, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any new videos. And let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I love hearing from around the world. Now, let's move on to the next tip, which is one of my favorites. Do one thing at a time. Tip 4. Decide to do one thing at a time. The fourth decision was to stop trying to multitask and focus on one task at a time. I used to start cleaning the living room, see the kitchen was messy, go there. Remember, I had laundry to fold, and end up with 3 tasks half finished. It was frustrating and inefficient. When I decided to do one thing at a time until I finished, my household productivity increased dramatically. Now I choose a task and dedicate myself completely to it until it's complete. If I decide to organize the closet, I don't leave until I'm completely finished. If I start cleaning the kitchen, I don't get distracted by other tasks. This decision has brought several benefits. First, each task is completed with quality, without rushing or distraction. Second, I have the satisfaction of seeing concrete results, which motivates me to continue. Third, I don't waste time constantly switching mental contexts. The key is to choose tasks that fit the time available. If I only have 15 minutes, I choose something I can finish in that time, like organizing a specific drawer. If I have an hour, I can dedicate myself to cleaning a whole room. This approach has eliminated the feeling of always doing something but never finishing anything. Now each completed task energizes me for the next, creating a positive cycle of productivity. My home started to feel truly organized because each area received complete attention rather than divided attention. Tip 5. Decide to establish simple routines. The fifth decision was to create simple routines that work on autopilot. I was always improvising, deciding what to do at every moment, and this left me mentally and physically exhausted. When I established basic routines, my home life became much more peaceful. I created a simple morning routine. When I wake up, I make my bed, put my dirty clothes in the hamper, and leave the kitchen clean after breakfast. At night, before bed, I walk around the house, putting away misplaced items and preparing everything for the next day. These routines became automatic habits. I no longer have to think or decide. I just do it. It's like brushing your teeth. You don't question whether you're going to do it or not. You just do it. The secret is to start with very simple routines and gradually build up. There's no point creating a 2-hour routine if you only have 30 minutes available. Better a 10-minute routine that you can stick to every day than a perfect routine that you abandon in the first week. My weekend routine includes a deeper clean, but divided into smaller tasks. On Saturday, I tackle the bedrooms, and on Sunday, the living room and kitchen. Nothing too heavy, but consistent. These routines have created a solid foundation for my home organization. Even on the busiest days, basic routines ensure my home doesn't turn into a total mess. It's like having insurance against clutter. Tip 6. Decide to involve the whole family. The sixth decision was to involve the whole family in organizing the house instead of trying to do it all alone. For years, I felt overwhelmed because I thought it was my sole responsibility to keep everything organized. When I decided that organization is everyone's responsibility, everything became more fair and efficient. I started by explaining that each member of the family has their own contribution to the mess. So, everyone should contribute to the organization, not in an authoritarian way, but by showing how everyone benefits from an organized home. We divided the tasks according to each person's age and ability. Children can put away their own toys and put dirty clothes in the hamper. Teenagers can clean their own rooms and help in the kitchen. Adults can divide the larger tasks evenly. The secret is to make organization a family habit, not an imposition. We created some simple rules. Whoever uses something puts it away. Whoever makes a mess cleans it. Whoever takes it away puts it back. These rules applied to everyone, without exception. At first, there was resistance, but when everyone realized that the house was more pleasant and that no one had to do everything alone, collaboration increased. Now, keeping the house organized has become a collaborative effort, not an individual burden. Furthermore, the children have learned responsibility, and everyone has developed pride in our home. Organization has gone from being a source of conflict to a collective achievement. Tip 7. Decide to prioritize well-being over perfection. Prioritize well-being over perfection. The seventh decision was to prioritize well-being over perfection, and this was the most liberating of all. I was constantly stressed out, trying to keep everything spotless, as if my home were a showcase. When I decided that the goal was to have a functional and welcoming home, not a perfect one, my life changed completely. I began to accept that a home where people truly live can't be perfect 24/7, and that's normal and healthy. The important thing is that it's clean, organized, and comfortable for those who live there. A few misplaced pillows aren't the end of the world. A few scattered toys mean children are playing. A few books on the table show someone is reading. This shift in mindset eliminated the constant anxiety I felt. I stopped apologizing when someone visited my house and it wasn't perfect. I began to take pride having a home that reflects the life happening there. The secret is to set your own standards of organization, not the standards you see on social media or in magazines. Your home needs to work for your family, not for photographs. I established priorities. Common areas always organized, but bedrooms can have more flexibility. Kitchen always clean, but some utensils may be out of place during meal preparation. This decision brought me peace of mind and made my family feel more comfortable in our own home. Organization became a tool for well-being, not stress. Before moving on to the next tip, I want to tell you about something special I've prepared for those who want to go beyond this video. It's a complete guide with organization secrets that completely transform my home and can transform yours, too. The link is in the pinned comment. And for a limited time, I'm offering a special discount for channel subscribers. Now, let's move on to the next tips, which are some of my Invest in Simple Solutions favorites. Tip 8. Decide to invest in simple solutions. The eighth decision was to invest in simple solutions that make organization easier instead of struggling with daily challenges. I insisted on using complicated systems that didn't work for my routine. When I decided to invest in practical solutions, even if they cost a little more, my life became much easier. I bought transparent organizers so I could see what was inside without opening them. I invested in extra hooks to hang things that were always lying around. I bought pretty baskets to store objects that were scattered around. These simple solutions eliminated several daily problems. The key is to identify your pain points and find specific solutions for them. If you always lose your keys, invest in a fixed key holder. If your clothes are always piled up, buy suitable hangers. If important papers get lost, invest in an organized filing cabinet. It doesn't have to be expensive or sophisticated. It needs to be functional for your needs. A simple box can solve the problem of scattered toys. A hook on the wall can eliminate clothes thrown on chairs. A drawer organizer can eliminate clutter among utensils. These small solutions yield big results. When you make organization easy, it happens naturally. When you make things difficult, mess becomes inevitable. This decision showed me that sometimes we need to invest a little to save a lot of time and energy in our daily lives. Tip 9. Decide to keep only what brings you joy. The ninth decision was to keep only objects that truly bring joy or utility to my life. I kept things out of obligation, guilt, or fear of needing them. One day, when I decided my home would be a space of joy, not accumulation, everything changed. I started questioning each object. Does it make me happy? Do I use it frequently? Does it add value to my life? If the answer was no, I would be grateful for its usefulness and let it go. It's not about being radical or throwing everything away. It's about being intentional with what I choose to keep around me. That decoration I got but never really liked doesn't need to take up space in my home. Those clothes I haven't worn in years don't need to take up space in my closet. Those objects I keep out of guilt don't need to take up space in my mind. This decision created physical and mental space in my life. With fewer objects to care for, I had more time to enjoy what truly matters. With fewer things to organize, home maintenance became simpler. With fewer visual distractions, my mind felt calmer. The key is to be gradual and kind to yourself. You don't have to transform everything at once. Gradually evaluate one room at a time, one drawer at a time. When you surround yourself only with things you love, your home becomes a haven of peace and joy. Each object has its value and a special place in your life. Tip 10. Decide to celebrate small achievements. Celebrate small achievements. The 10th and final decision was to celebrate each small achievement, instead of focusing only on what still needs to be done. I was constantly dissatisfied because there was always something to organize, something to clean, something to improve. When I decided to recognize and celebrate each progress, my motivation increased dramatically. I started recognizing the small daily victories. I managed to keep the kitchen clean today. I completely organized a drawer. Everyone in the family put their things away. These small achievements deserve recognition because they are what build big transformation. Every day I maintain my organization. Routine is a victory. Every space that stays organized for an entire week is an achievement. Every new habit that becomes automatic is a source of pride. This shift in focus from what remains to be done to what has already been achieved completely changed my relationship with home organization. I stopped seeing it as an endless task and started seeing it as a process of constant evolution. The secret is to set small, realistic goals that you can achieve regularly. Instead of wanting to organize the entire house on the weekend, choose one closet at a time. Instead of wanting a complete change in a month, allow the transformation to happen gradually. Every small positive change deserves to be celebrated because it's proof that you're evolving. When you recognize your progress, you're more motivated to continue. When you celebrate your achievements, you transform organization from an obligation into personal satisfaction. Remember how we started this video? I talked about how some homes always seem organized, while others live in chaos. The difference isn't the size of the house or the money invested, but the decisions we make daily. Each of these decisions seems simple, but when applied together, they create a powerful self-sustaining system of organization. You don't have to implement them all at once. Choose the one that makes the most sense for your current situation and start with that. When that decision becomes a habit, add the next. Remember, organization isn't about perfection. It's about creating an environment that works for you and your family. It's about having more time for what truly matters. Less stress in your daily life and more peace of mind in your own home. Your home should be your refuge, not your source of anxiety. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these decisions will you implement first? Which one resonated with you the most? Tell us in the comments what your biggest home organization challenge is. And if this video helped you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next tip. Your organized home is closer than you think. Just start making the first decision today.